Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and back to another video. Fair warning, your brain is going to hurt after watching this video clip. Your brain's going to ache. Your brain's going to ask you, why the hell are you watching this garbage? Fair warning. Because we are going to be discussing probably one of the worst influential political shows on TV. And that, of course, is the Cluckling Hens of The View. You know, I can't believe when I was a liberal, I used to watch this garbage show. I would watch this show every single day at 11 a.m. Every single day. Now I can't even get through like a 2-minute clip. I'm doing this for you guys, but this is really, really hard for me. Ooh, okay. So this clip is entitled, Biden, Trump won't commit to presidential debates. Now, the reason why I found this topic funny, and I've only seen about like 20 seconds of this video, and I was like, let me stop and do a full reaction. But the reason why it cracks me up is because in this video, you're going to see on full display just how scared Democrats, people on the left, liberals, just how scared they are of Biden doing a debate. And watch how they try to gaslight us in this video that Biden not doing a debate benefits him in some way. Because Trump is just so dumb. So what's the point of debating him, right? When we all know in reality, they don't want Biden on that debate stage because they know that Biden will be demolished. Because they don't know what Biden is going to say. They don't trust the words that come out of his mouth. They don't know if he's even going to make it to the debate stage. Like, does he even know where he's at? That's why they don't want him debating. That's why Democrats are trying to hide him. That's why people are even talking about now, even Sunny Hostin talking about Gavin Newsom possibly taking over as a candidate and Joe Biden just silently moving aside for him. Like, they don't want him as president. They don't want him running because they know he is trash. Sorry, but he is. So let's try to get through this video together without killing each other. Again, I apologize ahead of time. We're going to watch this video and we're going to hear them try to rationalize why Biden not debating Donald Trump is a good thing and doesn't at all just reflect how unprepared this man is. Here we go.
It's, election 2024, it's getting closer, and this could be the first time in more than 50 years that we will not see a presidential debate. And here's what the president and the Republican frontrunner have to say about it. Take a look.
I don't think he's going to run, but I'd like to go for immediately debates. I'd like to debate him now because we should debate. We should debate for the good of the country.
Donald Trump is ready to debate me right now. Do you accept?
He might want to debate me too. You got nothing else to do.
So a reminder that you know who also promised to debate in the primaries when it was a two-person race, yet still hasn't debated Nikki Haley. But if you know who becomes the...
Because Nikki Haley has no chance of winning, that's why. Notice how Trump said, I will debate Biden immediately. Let's debate right now. Why would Trump need to debate Nikki Haley or any other Republican when he is leading by over 20 points in all primary polls? Make it make sense. It wouldn't make any sense for him to debate anybody on the Republican ticket because none of these people are actual contenders, which is why Trump has his laser eye on Biden because obviously Biden is going to be the Democratic nominee. So forget about the fluff. Let's get right into this. Let's debate right now. Let's go. I'm ready. To me, that shows somebody who is more than prepared to debate the issues. More than prepared. And the fact that Biden's response is, I'm sure he does. He has nothing else going on. That's your comeback? That's your punchline? But it's funny too, watching Whoopi Goldberg try to, again, somehow put Trump in the same category as Biden by saying, well, he's not debating Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley has no chance. Therefore, it is a waste of time for Trump to go to any primary debates on the Republican side because as we know and as we've seen from months and months and months, Donald Trump is leading every single Republican primary poll. So when you are leading by over 20 points, you do not need to debate. It serves you no purpose. It only serves your competitors a purpose, but not you. Which is why, again, he's focusing on Biden because he knows it's going to come down to a showdown between him and Biden. It's not rocket science, Whoopi. It's really not.
Nominee, do American voters need to see Biden debate him on the issues?
Yes, I think it's critically important for democracy, and here's why. We live in a media ecosystem where you can almost choose your own news, and some folks choose their own facts. So you can watch certain outlets, and you're only going to get one side of any story. It is critically important that the American people see the juxtaposition on issues, that they actually have to be able to defend their positions. They can't just say what the other person is for. They're going to have a chance to respond. But this is what's important. Donald Trump is notoriously hard to interview and to cover. I think they need 3 journalists there prepared to fact-check in real time because he lies like he breathes. And but the voters deserve to hear from them directly. And my caution to Biden is I get why he maybe wouldn't, but Donald Trump will lean into the narrative of he's hiding because he's not up to it, and voters will believe that if he doesn't show up. So he needs to show up in debate.
I disagree with you, actually. I say that because normally my gut would tell me it's good for democracy. I caveat that with if we did not know these two men as well as we do, it would be more important for them to be debating. The problem is, for the reasons you just spelled out, Donald Trump comes on, and I wish they put him in phone booths and cut mics after a certain amount of time, because in addition to the fact-checking, he overtalks, gaslights, and everything else. So oftentimes the comparison to Donald Trump makes anyone look less than on some level. You know, like, I know he looks crazy too, but remember how he'd like come behind Hillary when she was like, and he was like always hovering. He has these like nonverbal cues that could lead some to believe, oh, he's so strong or he's this, but he just blows the whole thing out of the water. And if he hasn't debated anyone yet, the only debate I would like to see is him and Nikki Haley. If he would debate Nikki Haley, I would support that. I don't think Biden needs to, since Donald Trump has done nothing to participate in this democracy since he lost.
So again, the response from Sarah is, well, I don't think that Biden should be debating him because Trump potentially could make Biden look bad and Trump may look strong. So let's not have him debate. Here's the thing. Either we have a democracy or we don't, right? You can't pick and choose when debates should be happening. You can't say, oh, he should debate Nikki Haley because you know Nikki Haley's probably a lot smarter and a lot more ready to debate than Biden is. But then when it comes to Biden, say, oh, no, he doesn't need to. Doesn't need to. No point. It's a waste of time. You know, Donald Trump is just too animated. Okay? And if you're a good candidate, then you should be able to deal with any other opponent's tactics. End of story. End of story. You cannot sit here and say that you are qualified to run for president again and not be able to debate and do simple things. And by the way, it's not just debating that's the problem with Biden. We've seen what he's like for the past 4 years. The man can hardly walk. The man can hardly talk. The man can't ride a bike. I mean, this man, people are scared of what this guy is going to do because they don't feel confident in him as a president and as a leader. And that's what this comes down to. That's what they won't say. They know it's true, but they won't say it. Which is why they have no problem with Donald Trump debating Nikki Haley, but don't want him to debate Biden. If Biden is so strong as they say, and Biden is the best candidate as they say, then Biden should be able to debate anybody, any day of the week. It wouldn't matter what Donald Trump's tactics are. If Biden has been running a great campaign so far, which he hasn't, if Biden has been a great president so far, which he isn't, then wouldn't it make sense to put him in front of Donald Trump, to put him in front of the people, and to say, look how great he is? For the past 4 years, he's done X, Y, and Z. Like, if I was confident in my candidate, I'm like, yeah, debate him. If I truly felt like Donald Trump was a clown, and Donald Trump had no skills, and Donald Trump was just all theater, wouldn't you want Biden to debate him just to showcase the difference, right, of a prepared candidate versus the clown? But instead, as Sarah said, we don't want Trump to look too strong. So let's not have Biden debate him. In other words, let's hide Grandpa Joe until like the day before elections. Let's just do that because we don't really trust what he's going to say. You know, Biden is like that uncle at the family cookout or that grandpa at the family cookout who's kind of senile and who kind of says crazy things. You don't know what he's going to say. He thinks it's 1942 and you're kind of just like, grandpa? Right. Yeah, grandpa. I mean, that's how people treat Joe Biden. His own handlers treat him that way. It's like, no, let's move him over here. He can't be seen. Again, if you truly believe in your candidate, the last thing you would want is for your candidate to hide. Especially if you truly feel like Donald Trump is the most unprepared candidate. You should encourage a debate to showcase just how ill-prepared Donald Trump supposedly is. But the truth is, they know on The View that Donald Trump is leading in most polls, that Donald Trump is needed in this country, and that many people are yearning for another Trump presidency because we've seen what it's like living under a Biden presidency. And it sucks. It's not great. It's not good. And so rather than dealing with that reality and facing that truth, what do? Trump. Of course. Their go-to as liberal media people is to demonize Donald Trump as much as possible, delegitimize Donald Trump as much as possible, and hide Biden as much as possible.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I was going to say, Hillary should have said to him, get away from me, you orange menace. Yeah. You know, she should have said that.
She should have kicked her foot back.
Yeah, and Joe Biden, I believe he said, shut up, man, or keep quiet, man. Yeah. So, yeah, there is that. But, you know, the truth of the matter is the research shows that presidential debates have minimal, if any, influence on election outcomes.
Yes.
People don't remember it. This is like a replay of 2020. We've seen the movie, and the media does not fact check. It's almost impossible to do it.
I like the mic cutting. That's really
The
important.
last time a debate really worked was back in the Ice Age when Nixon debated JFK, and everybody who listened to the radio said that Nixon won the debate. And if you watch it on television, they said that John Kennedy won because because he was handsome, he was vibrant,
Nixon was
and
sweating,
Nixon
and
was
he looked-
swarthy
yeah.
with a beard and looking like a real menace. I just,
Again. Could they be any more transparent right now, right? So now all of a sudden, debates are not really that important. Who needs them? They have no influence. Who cares, right? I don't remember them saying that when Hillary Clinton was running for president, or when Obama was running for president, or when Biden ran for president last time. I don't remember any of them saying debates don't matter. In fact, they were enthusiastic about the debates. I know because I used to watch the show back then. They couldn't wait for the debates. They couldn't wait to break it down. They couldn't wait to discuss it. They couldn't wait to decide who won and who lost. They loved it. But now all of a sudden, because it's Biden, repeat, now all of a sudden it's, we don't need them. It's fine. Debates have no influence. Let's just forget about it. Like, okay, sure. Debates have no meaning, right? I mean, how could you argue for democracy, claim Donald Trump has no democracy, demonize Republicans and conservatives for not being democratic, and then when it comes to one of the most democratic things of an election, which is debating on the issues, you are encouraging no debates. No debates. And you know what's funny is 4 years ago, Biden didn't really have to run because remember, he was in his basement the majority of the time due to the pandemic. So he didn't really have to debate. He didn't really have to campaign. I think that's what they're scared of. See, 4 years ago, they were able to hide him, put him in a basement. Okay, he's good. Now they can't do that. Now he's exposed. Now people are watching to see, is he going to have the energy to debate? Is he going to have the energy to campaign? Is he going to have the energy to even run a full campaign again? They know and we know the answer to that, which is why they are trying to hide him as much as possible. And now you have Joy Behar, a woman who loved analyzing previous presidential debates. Now all of a sudden, we don't really need them. They were good back in the old Ice Age, but not any longer. Okay. Sure.
I don't think I need to see someone who has been twice impeached and is a disgrace and a one-term president with 91 counts facing him. I think it legitimizes him. I don't need to be gaslit by Trump. We all know who he is. We all know what he stands for. We also know that Biden debated him twice and just like sort of mopped the floor with him. If you look at any of the studies, most Americans that watched it thought that Biden won, not only on policy, but on demeanor, especially. Does this person have the temperament to be the president? We know who Donald Trump is. I don't think you give him that type of platform.
but also, if Biden...
So let's not give Donald Trump the platform and legitimize him, even though he is the front runner right now. Even though in all polls, Donald Trump is leading Biden. But let's not legitimize him because one debate is going to legitimize him. First of all, Sonny, I'm going to need you to cut that check for reparations, okay? I'm going to need you to get your checkbook right now and cut the check. How about that? Worry about that because we all know who your ancestors were.
Wow. I didn't think I was, my family was originally from Spain and slaveholders.
It just cracks me up that how desperate they are to change the narrative, right? How desperate they are to not legitimize a man who is already legitimate by the polls. The American people have spoken. The American people are continuing to speak. And what they want is a Trump presidency. They do. And these delusional clucking little hens are going to try and gaslight us and change the narrative and go through a list of reasons why they hate him. He's orange, and he's twice impeached, and he's unpresidential. Okay, that's your opinion, but the reality is the polls do not match what you're saying. Because if he was all those things, he wouldn't be leading in the polls. So you don't have to worry about a debate legitimizing him because he's already legitimized. And again, Sonny, cut the check.
Flubs. They'll be all over him. If Trump flubs,
He doesn't
who
show up.
cares?
Wait, let's go back.
All over him. But here's the thing.
If Biden flubs, they'll be all over him. If Trump flubs,
he doesn't show
who
up.
cares?
Did you hear that? Thank you, Joy. Now that is really what this is about. Thank you, Joy. She just said it right there. If Biden flubs, which we all know he will, everyone's going to be on him, right? The media, the pundits, social media, the people. We're going to call it out because he flubs all the time. So that's why they want to hide him. Joy just said it right there. She just revealed it. Just revealed it. We don't need him flubbing. And what it really comes down to is the fact that they hate Donald Trump. They hate the fact that Donald Trump can make mistakes, that Donald Trump knows how to bounce back from mistakes, and Biden can barely stand. That's what this is really about. Let's continue.
Here's the thing. A lot has happened since 2020. January 6th hadn't happened. Donald Trump needs to have to stand next to Joe Biden. Joe Biden needs to call him out on the unfitness because the reality is we all at this table.
He's going to say he had nothing to do with it.
Table, we all know who Donald Trump is. Nearly 80 million people voted for him. They need to see the juxtaposition of the two.
Yeah, but you know,
decide,
they listen, they know who he is.
They sure do.
They know who he is. There's no one left standing in America who isn't aware that this person wants to.
Orange
Yes,
Menace.
I'm not gonna. I refuse. I won't. But what I do know is Joe can stand there and tell people everything he's done, and he can do it till the cows come home. It's not going to matter.
Can I say one more thing, though? This is an election where there are a lot of the most politically homeless Republicans you've probably ever seen in modern history. People like me who cannot vote for Donald Trump, but they still want to hear answers on policy.
But
So we need
Biden can lose, and he can lose in a debate. Trump will not. The people supporting Trump will support him whether he's there or not.
But that's
Biden
his
makes one
supporters.
mistake, and people that are undecided
And
are
we do
out.
know he's a stutterer, and I will tell you, I think we've talked about this off camera.
So pretty much what Sarah's saying is the undecided people may see Biden for what he is and who he is on stage, and then they won't vote for him, so let's hide him. Like, do they not hear what they're saying right now? They're literally advocating for a man who is running for president for another term to hide. Run and hide. I mean, the sad thing is he really can't hide because we know exactly who and what he is. So it doesn't really matter if he debates or not. But the fact that these women are trying to advocate for him and their excuse is if he makes one mistake, the undecided voters are going to ditch him. Don't you think if somebody was as qualified and as ready and as prepared as you say he is, don't you think that one failed debate or one flub wouldn't be enough to deter people away from him? But the fact that they're so afraid that if he flubs just one more time, they're gonna leave. That tells me that they have zero confidence in this man and his abilities. Zero. And that's why they want to hide him.
Those people that are never Trumpers, those people that really want to put country before party, those people that want to save this democracy, all you need to do is vote for Joe Biden.
But we want to
It's
hear from him
that
on
simple.
policy, and I want to see him
But
take on Donald
here's
Trump
the thing.
directly.
You know what his policies are because he's been marking them off every
There's
couple
gonna-
of weeks. And listen, I don't care what they do, whether they debate or don't debate. I just want to make sure that everybody in the audience at home and in this room knows that this is their responsibility. We are all responsible. So the bottom line is, you can put 91, 81-year-olds in a room and it will freak people out. It just will. But you put one crazy man in a room and people, they just go nuts. Personally, I'm happy with whatever they choose to do as long as we go out and make our decision about the country we want to
But
live in.
for what it's worth, I agree with Cindy there. I think Joe Biden beat Donald Trump in both of the last debates. I hands down watching him think he did. If he's capable of doing it, which I think he can on policy, he needs to show up and do it or try to.
Except he doesn't because he's done it twice. He's done it twice.
But the world looks different now. We've got a war in Ukraine, we've got a war in Israel. Like, there's
Trump is
not available. He may be behind
because he
bars.
does say, well, he always says, I'm going to do it, and then he doesn't do it. So you know what? If he says, I'm going to do it, then let's ask Joe if he's going to show up. Because until then, Joe got stuff to do. I want him to start fixing stuff that needs to be done.
And is it one of those things, debating? Isn't one of those things campaigning? Isn't one of those things displaying why he is a better candidate than somebody else? Is that not part of his job if he wants to run for president again? Or are they advocating that we just give it to him because he's just sweet old Joe? Like, part of his job, Whoopi, if he wants to run for president again, is to debate, is to campaign, is to share with the people why he is a better candidate and a better choice than the opposition. Why would you not want him to do that? Oh, he's too busy. He's too busy. Doing what? Walking around in circles and falling? These ladies, man, they're just... It's like they have to believe the words that are coming out of their mouth in order to make sense, right? So they have to, be as extreme as possible. And it's funny, too, how they try to paint Donald Trump as this, immature, clownish person. You can't take him seriously. But did they not call him an orange freak in this very segment? How mature is that? They've called him crazy, they've called him a clown, they've called him orange and weird. They've pretty much attacked him on everything other than the actual issues and the actual politics. So what they're hoping for is this distraction, right? Let's make Donald Trump as clownish as possible. So that way, it doesn't really matter if Biden, our guy, debates him because he's debating a clown. So it doesn't really matter. I'm going to take a look at the comments really quickly because I want to see if people see what I see. Because what they're pretty much saying is we're scared. Okay, first comment. These are some of the stupidest people in media. They start out the segment showing a clip of Trump calling for immediate debates with Biden. And then by the end of the segment, they are saying nobody has called for debates and Trump would never show up for them anyway. They can't even focus for 8 minutes. That is so true. Yes. 1000%. Another comment. Debates should be required for all candidates. Another one, criticizing Trump for not wanting to debate Nikki, but giving Biden a pass in the same sentence, LOL. Funny how they say Trump overtalks and gaslights, yet that's exactly what they do on The View when they have guests they don't agree with. Why would Trump debate Nikki Haley? She is losing bigly. All right, so I'm happy. I'm happy because I wasn't sure what the comments were going to be like, but the comments clearly agree with me, and I'm pretty sure probably with you who are watching right now. These women are delusional. These women are desperate. These women are looking for a way out because they're scared, okay? They're tapping and saying, uncle, uncle, because they know that Biden is on his last leg. Literally. And Donald Trump is beating a corpse right now. I'm sorry, but he is. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this topic and of this discussion. Do you think the women of The View are delusional? I do. Let me know your thoughts. I definitely want to know what you think. And would you like to see Trump debate Biden? Let me know. If you enjoy my content, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit my notification bell so you know when I post a brand new video. I'm also available on all social media platforms under CurlyBoyChuck. Until next time, peace.